The views and opinions expressed by guests are solely their own and do not necessarily reflect those of the hosts, the show, its producers, affiliates, contractors, employees, or any other associated entities. No endorsement is implied. Elegant. Successful. Beautiful. Classy. Unique. Purpose. Empowered, strong, overcomer, free, powerful. She rises. Hey there, and welcome to Successful.
Beautiful.
And
I'm Natalie.
I'm Nikki.
I'm Tanika.
And we are excited that you are here to join us today. Hope you guys are doing well. Hey, y'all.
Hey.
Y'all are gorgeous. Come on.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Y'all been doing okay?
Doing well.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Life been lifing though.
Yes.
Always.
We say it so nicely. Yes.
Always. Yes.
Yes. But we haven't
God
been
is
being
still
drugged.
guiding.
No.
Yes.
God is
But
still guiding.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yes. So, guys, we have an amazing show for you today. We're really excited about this one because we're working to incorporate some things that are a bit more educational and not necessarily just about what we've experienced, what we know that you guys have experienced, but those things that are still a part of that, because we can never ever get away from what we came here for,
Right.
honestly.
Right.
And this subject matter today is a huge one within that vein. So we have an amazing guest. I think that I know I've known him at least 20 years. I was trying to think of how old my kids were when we met and remembering what church building we were in when I met him. So that determined about how long ago it was. So it's at least been 20 years. So today we have Mr. Errol Myers with us. To welcome him.
Hey. Welcome.
Good, thank you.
So I'm going to read Errol's bio, and it's a lot in there. So you guys get your pens and your papers out. Or your phone. I sound old. Get your pen and your paper. Get your notebook. Because there's information that you're definitely going to want to write down. Some challenges that are going to be made towards you. Some things are going to check some of the things that you probably have in place that may need to be corrected or tightened up, or some things that need to be implemented for all of us, really. So, Errol Myers. Okay, Errol is a broker owner of a financial services firm that specializes in investments, insurance, and debt elimination strategies. While pursuing the completion of his bachelor's in finance at the University of New Orleans, he began his career in finance in 1993 as a bank teller. I was a bank teller once.
Yes.
He transitioned into the world of financial planning 2 years later when he obtained his life, health, and accident insurance licenses. He added other industry licenses, including securities licenses, the Series 6, 63, and 26, and variable annuities in 1997. He also added his property and casualty insurance license in 1998. That sounds like a whole lot of reading.
Yes.
Errol has been a successful financial advisor and entrepreneur for over 31 years by helping over 1,000 clients implement plans to achieve financial success. He manages over $20 million of clients' investment dollars.
Wow.
His business currently spans 10 states, and he has an agency of 35 advisors that he mentors and trains. Errol is passionate about financial literacy and helping people understand the rules of the money game so they can use their money more wisely. Errol, thank you for being with us.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
First of all, you talk about sounding old. Sound old.
With all those dates way back then. Yes.
That was a long time.
Seasoned.
It's just seasoned.
Yes.
Exactly.
What is she talking about?
It's like, who? I don't feel that old, though.
Not at all.
And you're not. You are not. Okay, so we have a ton of questions for you, and anything that you just want to throw in there to add to the conversation, feel free to. So Tanika, you want to get us started with some of your questions?
Absolutely. So Errol, again, thank you for joining us. What
you for
originally
having me.
attracted you to the financial services industry?
Oh, that's a great question. I originally wasn't attracted to it. I guess when you say college, I pursued computer science. Um, I thought that was going to be my career path,
Mm-hmm.
but also being from New Orleans, we didn't have a lot of money. I always felt like,
Mm.
man, like somebody knows something and they're keeping it from us.
Mm.
So we grew up in the inner city of New Orleans. Shout out to the Third Ward, right?
Okay.
Right. I mean, and if any of your listeners are from New Orleans, I went to William J. Gus Elementary.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
Okay.
They can Google that to see where that was. That was in the heart of the Melpomene projects.
Mm.
So I'm saying that to say we didn't grow up thinking financially, being financially strong. It was just survival.
Right.
But there was always glimpses of things that wasn't available, or it didn't seem like it was available to me.
Mm-hmm.
So I always wanted more. And fast forward, went to college and just wanted to know more about finances.
Mm.
And unfortunately, we didn't have enough money to keep me away. I went to Louisiana Tech originally, away from New Orleans, but I didn't have a college plan or finances. So I moved back home and just found a job.
Mm.
And
The
that
bank
job
job.
was at the bank.
Mhm.
And thankfully, my mother had somehow got into the financial industry like my junior year in college, high school. And she started teaching me and my siblings things about finances
Mm.
that I just fell in love with.
Mm.
Again, never thinking I wanted to do it,
Mm.
but I started learning some principles and started applying them. And then as I worked at the bank, some of it was reinforced, but what I also learned at the bank is that they don't teach you about money.
Right. Right.
And little known secret about banks, they're actually called retail banks.
Mm.
And when you think of retail, what do you think?
Shopping.
Purchasing.
Yeah.
Shopping,
Mhm.
right? So in other words, they exist to sell you products. They're not really there to help and assist. And so when I would ask questions to the bank people,
Mm-hmm.
it would never give me answers.
Mm.
So I started researching, and then knowing what my mother had taught me, I started on the low referring the bank customers to her.
Oh.
Nice. I like
love
that.
it.
I love it,
Yes.
I started referring them to her,
Yeah.
and then my entrepreneurial self-minded person
Mm.
started asking her to give me some money off of the referrals.
The referrals, come on.
Referral fee.
Come on.
Mom wasn't having it though.
Right.
She started hitting me with all of the legality stuff I can't share and all of this stuff. I'm like, your mother. So long story short is, as those same bank customers started coming back thanking me for the introduction, I mean, several of them, right? And I was like, well, maybe there's something to it.
Mm-hmm.
And then I started researching the financial planning side of things, and I learned about the compensation.
Mm-hmm.
For me, initially, I was learning. I knew that people needed the information.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I saw the compensation in the financial industry, I fell in love with that initially. I'll be transparent and say
Absolutely.
it was all about the money at first, but then I started seeing the difference that it was making for people. And that's what kept me here all of this time. So I started part-time thinking, this is just something to do on the side and make some money and, help some people. And as I started helping people, they started referring people and eventually changed my major from computer science to finance, and the rest is history.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
That's awesome.
It really is. It is.
Thank you for answering that. What has been the biggest lesson you've learned in this business?
Oh man, there's so many. Number one, time is your greatest asset. So the sooner you start getting your finances in order, the better.
Mm-hmm.
But also, it's never too late either, because time will still pass whether you get it in order or not, right? You can have regrets about, the fact that you did not, or that you wasted time or money in the past, and you feel like there's no use to get started. So I would say that would be my biggest lesson about finances. And I would say there's another one. I know you just asked for one, but there aren't that many money rules that you really have to know. There's only about 5 or 6 that if you can master those things, you can really make big changes and impacts your finances in a positive manner just by learning just a couple of things. And so I realized that the industry in itself is set up to make you feel like there's so many mysterious things that you can never learn, and that's just not true.
Mm-hmm.
And so for me, and I guess my business through the years is I've always wanted to be approachable. I never wanted to seem like I just know so much that a person would ever feel comfortable coming to me with any question. So I would say those things would probably be the biggest. There's probably a whole list though.
But I love that approach. We talked about that last night.
Yeah.
The time thing.
Yeah.
That's my favorite.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
good deal.
Absolutely.
What misconceptions do people have about what you do?
The biggest misconception is that they feel that, me personally, and probably the whole industry, is that we're salespeople. And there is some degree of that with it, right? But for me personally, I never view myself as a salesperson because it's all about education. I wouldn't be in the position that I'm in if I didn't learn and wouldn't share the information. And I'll say one more thing. I'm gonna go back to how I got into the business, just going back to the bank. So I mentioned my mother, but also at the bank, there was like an investment representative.
Yeah.
He was an older gentleman, didn't look like me, right? At that time, he was probably my age at that time, by the way. And so as I was learning from my mother, I would come and talk to him or try to talk to him about the things that I was learning. And I was in the process of getting my investment licenses. So I'm like, hey, they might be impressed that I know a little bit. And I always felt, made me feel like I was less than. Like, don't bother me. He didn't say those words, but you can know.
Absolutely.
Like,
Yeah.
There's
what do
a
you
spirit of a
know?
thing.
Yes, right. What do you know about, why are you asking me these questions, right? And so I never wanted to ever feel that way. And I never want anybody feel intimidated.
Yeah, for sure.
And so a misconception is, another one is that you have to have a lot of money to get started. And I believe the industry makes you feel that way. Like, I hear the commercials, contact us if you have $500,000. You don't have to do that.
Right.
I mean, that would be great,
Absolutely.
but you start where you are. So those two things. People think that we're going to sell them something, or they don't think that they're qualified.
I love that.
Yeah.
I think people find money so intimidating.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think as a culture of us, we're not taught about money.
Yeah.
And we're not taught how to budget and wise spending. And, I know, like, for me, being raised by a single mom, it was survival mode. So she was like, you got to pay your bills. So I watched her pay bills,
Right.
to make sure that we had shelter, food, electricity, water, the necessities. And then, but she didn't teach me about saving until, later.
Right.
So, yeah.
Yeah, it's not a topic that's discussed on a deep level. I guess now with social media and Google, you know what I'm saying? People can find things out, but for some reason, there's still a fear factor in discussing it. And I believe sometimes it has to do with being embarrassed about it.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah. And so you're embarrassed to maybe talk to a financial professional because what if they judge me?
Right.
And that's not what we're here for, right? We're here to actually help. And so, yeah, we didn't have those conversations in my household either, which also made me curious. Like, why am I 3 blocks away from the mansions? We're driving past the mansions on St. Charles Avenue in New Orleans to get to my house.
Wow.
It's like, why? Why can't we stop and why can't? Well, they, at some point in those people who own those homes, had some type of financial literacy, you know, and they applied it.
Yeah.
Again, you don't have to have a lot of money to do things financially. You just need time and the right things, right? So, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
I love it. Has this career changed your own financial habits?
Oh, yes. and I will be the first. One thing about my clients know I'm transparent. Listen, nobody's perfect. And I'm willing to tell them, hey, I messed up here and there and still probably will. Nobody's perfect. I remember, again, being in college, my first, and people probably attest to this, right? The first credit card came when I got in college. And it was just walking past the table and they was like, hey, come on over. And the reason I stopped, because I have my favorite candy is Snickers. They had a Snickers on the table.
They got you.
They got me. It's like, fill this out, you can get the Snickers, right? And 2 weeks later, I got an approved credit card with a $300 balance. You know what I did?
Spend it.
The same weekend, went straight to the mall, got it up to the limit, started paying like $10 a month, right? Oh, this is easy. Then about 2 months later, what do?
increase your credit again.
Yes.
Yeah. Mhm.
So it's like they have a goal
Mhm.
to get you entrapped.
Mhm.
And so I think probably a year or so later, that same $300 original $300 credit card limit was about $1,500.
Mhm.
And now you're trapped, right?
And you ain't got no job.
And no
Exactly.
job. I ain't have no job. You ain't got no job.
Yeah.
I didn't have a job. And so, yeah, we didn't have those conversations. So the only experience was due to messing up.
Mhm.
And you say, hey, I don't want to do that again. But sometimes that comes with a long time frame to realize that. And you can't get back that time that I'm talking about.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I remember my freshman year in college, I probably had about 5 credit cards. I mean, a mess.
Really?
Yeah. That freshman year was a whole wash anyway. I had to do that over 5 years for the 4-year degree. Yeah.
That was pretty impressive, though. 5, and you showed your friends you got 5 credit cards. You were like the one.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so we
I was
learned.
balling.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
And shopping, and I had my clothes. It's
Yes,
like
of
a
course.
mess. And then the bills started coming because I sent the bills home.
Oh wow! Not to the college PO box,
Right. And they were like, ma'am, what are you doing? How you going to pay this? I don't know. That summer, though, all that money went to the credit card.
Yeah, yeah, and that's.
Yeah.
I mean, they got me right,
Yeah.
and I defaulted on student loans
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
while I was a financial advisor, so I know what to do to recover. By the way,
Yeah.
right? So I tell you, hey, nobody's perfect, but
Yeah.
I love it.
we're all on a different journey. And as long as you keep going in the direction that you gotta have a goal, right? So if you start on that path of the goals that you have, you might get derailed, but you get back on and you do the things. Right?
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Yeah.
This is so good. And I know you guys are dying. Like, what's his name? What's his information? We're going to give that to you later.
Yes.
It's coming.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned,
Yes,
right?
yes. So, what motivates you to keep doing this work? Did I just ask you that?
No, it
Okay.
I didn't quite ask that. But I'll say it again if you did for the people in the back, right? No, but the motivation is really just having a heart to help. And also not coming from that place that I'm trying to help people get. You know, I mean, I don't know. It's just brought up in me and how I was raised. We always help. And again, I don't see this as a career. Like it's almost a calling. You know what I'm saying? Like I would literally do this free. So actually earlier today, I was working with a client and she asked, and it was funny because I'm 54 and she was 30 and she was like, what's going to happen if, I don't want to say this. What happens if you die? Like, I was like, well, you just keep doing what you're doing, right? And I was like, we got contingencies. If something happens to me, we'll take care of your accounts and things. She said, but will you ever retire? And I was like, I can't see me retiring. All I do is talk for a living, right? Like, am I going to stop talking?
Yeah. Yeah. No.
I mean, it's not strenuous work, and it's something that I may not have, as many clients and all of that, but I can never stop helping people understand finance.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
so, yeah.
I see that. I'm sorry.
No, go
Just
ahead.
the thought when you were talking about the gentleman at the bank. The difference between you and him is that you had a heart. Not that he didn't, per
He
se.
didn't.
He did.
He did. He did. Okay.
It was
He
a
did.
job.
I was trying to be
Yeah.
nice.
Right.
We're
He did.
talking about you.
If
Whatever
you're
your
still
name
around.
is.
Yeah,
Yes.
it was a job, and it was like,
It was a
get away,
job, right?
boy.
He didn't
You're
have the
bothering me.
heart.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. But you do. That makes
Yeah.
a difference, I'm certain. Yeah.
Errol, what is your definition of financial freedom?
My definition would be having enough money to do the things that you want to do without having to worry about money. And that's a different number for different people because different
Absolutely.
people have different things they want to do.
Yeah.
And it's not about just accumulating millions of dollars. Some of the richest people I know don't have millions of dollars, but they have the time, they have the ability to live the life that they want to live.
Yeah.
So
That's good.
I try to help people just determine what that is for them and just accomplish that. Sure, if you can get $10 million in your account, you probably can do maybe more, but what's the baseline of what you're trying to accomplish? And let's figure out a plan to get you there.
Yeah.
And then everything else is extra.
What you were saying last night, Nikki.
Yeah.
Yeah. The definition being different for
for everybody.
everybody.
Depending on you.
Yeah.
I absolutely love your approach.
Like,
Yeah.
good, thank you.
For sure. For sure.
What legacy are you trying to build for your family?
Man, that's to me. I should have got those in advance. Man. That was a great
Should have sent them to you
question.
beforehand. We like off the press.
Yeah, no, those are
Off
great
the rip.
questions. Legacy, you know, we was kind of talking before the show. My kids, I have a 17-year-old son and a 23-year-old stepson, right?
Mm-hmm.
The legacy is really not necessarily about money for me. I mean, it is. We're going to make sure financially that everybody's straight. But it's the lessons.
Mm-hmm.
And it's because when you think about finances, I know a lot of people just think dollars and cents, but it's really the mentality. Like, never broke again. I don't want to be broke again.
Right.
And if I am, then I'll know not to get there again. And so it's about legacy for me is more mindset than financial
Yeah.
things.
That's good.
I love it.
Yeah.
That is good.
Yeah,
good.
that's good.
Yeah.
That's good. Okay.
Errol, one more question. What advice would you give your younger self about money?
Oh, that again, another good one. My younger self, depending on what age, but if I just say young Errol, teenage is, again, start early. Man, there's power, and especially investing, it's power. You don't have a lot. Like literally, you can start investing $25 a month, and you'd be surprised how much that would grow to over time. And so, if the younger Errol, which for me, honestly, my family always told me I was cheap. I would say frugal, right? So
Sounds better.
Yeah.
I would have probably, you know what? I probably would have been the same, but like I don't like spending on myself.
Yeah.
And so that's what my comeback is. I'm not cheap. I'm never cheap with people. I'm usually cheap with myself because I'm always thinking in the future. And so younger me was probably just continue how you were on the path, but learn a little bit more early.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're going to transition a bit
Okay.
to my world,
Uh-oh.
psychology.
Okay. Oh, wow, I'm
The
scared.
psychology of money.
Yes.
No, because you're going to have the answers.
That's actually a book, by the way, that I would recommend.
Really?
It's called The Psychology of Money, I believe.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. Y'all go get that. So there's a statement that I had seen, and I wanted to know what your thought was about it.
Okay.
People don't ignore financial planning because they're lazy. It's often fear, shame, or overwhelm.
I would agree.
Yeah.
I would agree. Fear, shame, and overwhelming, right? And ignorance, I would add to it. Not stupid, but ignorant, just
Ignorant, unaware.
just unaware, right? Now, once you become aware, when you of those things, and then you can't let the fear and the shame deter you, because then that might become stupid. You know what I'm saying? Because you're ignoring. It's like it's like a health problem. Like
Exactly.
if you have a health problem, it doesn't get better unless you attend to it.
Right.
It never gets better unless, obviously, you get healed. But and so that's true. I think it comes with the level of being vulnerable. What I call it is standing on the scale. Like if you want to lose weight, you have to stand on the scale at some point in time. You can't say, no, I'm just going to focus on the inches and how my clothes fit. That might work, but at some point you have to stand on that scale to see what that scale is telling you. And that's really almost the truth. That's the mirror. And some people just afraid of seeing it. But the challenge is that there's always a way out. There's always a way out. And now it may not be as fast as you want to get out.
Yeah.
But usually the problems that people got in didn't happen that fast either. It was a slow drip. That balance on that credit card that I had, that first weekend was fast. But outside of that, it was a slow build. And then you look at it, it's like, man, how did I get $1,500 of debt?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so, I think there's a high level of that.
Okay. Why do so many people delay life insurance, financial planning, even when they know they need it?
Man, I just saw it, and I clipped it. I videoed it. I saw it. I don't remember what it was on. It was on Instagram, but it was a podcast with these rappers, right? And they were talking about life insurance, surprisingly. And one of them was saying, yeah, we need to do that. And the other two were saying, no, I feel like if I get it, I'm going to die.
Wow.
And that is a true sentiment of a lot of people.
Wow.
So when I heard it, I was like, yeah, I got to record that. I'm going to repost it and all of that stuff. But that's true. People feel that the minute I get life insurance, I'm going to die.
Wow.
And obviously, that's not true.
Right.
Because if that case, only people would die with life insurance.
Right.
And we know that's not true
Right.
because of GoFundMe. All of those people died are on GoFundMe.
Right.
And they didn't have life insurance.
Right.
But somehow people really do believe that. And they neglect even though to their family's detriment,
Yeah.
right? They won't get it.
I'd rather
And-
die with it than without it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Right.
And,
Absolutely.
and sometimes people think they have to have so much,
Yeah.
and they're automatically thinking that it's going to cost so much because I need so much, and I'm struggling with my bills already. That's just another bill that someone else is going to benefit from.
Mm-hmm.
See, we don't have a problem getting bills that we benefit from. Are we
Yeah.
going to get in queue for the tickets to the concert and wait and pay
Absolutely.
$200, $300, $400, right?
And those shoes
Because-
and handbags and those.
I didn't want to say that. I'm on a women's show.
Come
but, you know.
on. You see us.
Yeah, yeah.
Looking good.
Yeah,
Looking good.
yeah,
Looking
yeah,
good.
yeah.
But
We can take it.
Yeah, but I think some of it is selfish
Mm-hmm.
because that's to my knowledge, the one. Well, it's probably not the one thing, but it's one of the things that you buy on yourself, but for someone else.
Mm.
So there's no real benefit that you can get from a life insurance policy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all about your
Mhm.
your kids, your
Mhm.
parents, and your spouse, and
Yeah.
all of those things. It's all about being selfless, and so I think that's why some people. So because of that reason, they can't see themselves benefiting from it,
Uh-huh.
and also they think they're gonna die.
Wow.
Like that's a real thing. I hear that all the time.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's surprising.
It is. But as you say that, when I talk to people about getting counseling,
Hmm.
a lot of people say that they don't necessarily want to do it because they think that the counseling is going to cause problems. I'm like, but you got problems already.
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
Right.
You
It's
know?
just it may reveal the problem.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
But it's not gonna cause the
exactly.
problem.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's interesting.
Mhm.
The mindsets of people. What emotional patterns do you see in clients when they first come to you?
All over the place. Usually panic mode.
Mhm.
Like they come into the altar, I surrender all type of thing. Throw my
Just
burdens.
take it.
Yeah, yeah.
Take the wheel, Jesus.
You know, but a lot of it is regret. Like
Mhm.
one of the things you can think about, and I challenge people all the time, just think about how much money came through your bank account in the last 10 years,
I don't want to.
right? And I mean, just think like if you earn $50,000 a year, 10 times that's $500,000 that came through your bank account one way or another. I know maybe that might be the gross pay, not the net, but somehow you earned that.
Right.
What amount of that do you have left?
Mm.
Most people don't have 5% of that. A lot of people don't even have 1%. And so when they come to me, it's a lot of regret, remorse. I should have done better, but it's hard to do better if you don't know better,
Right,
Yeah.
right?
right.
And so so that would be probably the emotions, like fear sometimes, and I messed up, and embarrassment. But that's why first of all, that's not my personality to try to make someone feel embarrassed, but
Mm-hmm.
I try to just be, I try to be relaxed, I'm not going to wear a 3-piece suit. I will if the occasion, I like that, but, I try to make it very relaxed environment so a person can feel at ease.
Mm-hmm.
And when they realize that, then that's when like the walls fall, right?
Yeah.
Okay, let me tell you about this situation. And so I'm good at telling and being transparent. Like I just said, I defaulted on student loans. So I start telling them about my mess ups and they say, okay, he's a real person.
It helps.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Makes you relatable. I'm sure.
Absolutely.
I have one more. If someone is starting from zero, what are the first 3 financial steps that you would suggest for them?
Starting from zero, ground zero, I would probably need to know their family makeup and things like that. But the first thing for me is always, let's get some goals. What is it that you're trying to accomplish? From that, then we can kind of build a framework of what's the next steps. Insurance is a vital part of financial planning. And a lot of people either don't have it, don't understand it, or honestly, they have it on the jobs, but they don't quite still understand that. And so we have conversations about that. The next would be having emergency funds set aside because you never know what size of an emergency you may have. It could be a layoff and you're unemployed for 6 months, 9 months, or a year. Could just be that your tire popped and you
Yeah.
Right.
and you don't have, and your credit cards are already maxed out, so you can't, that's an emergency.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just really understanding what the person is. So I can't just say what 2 or 3 things is
Right.
as a blanket,
Mhm.
but those are the conversations that would be had.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
If somebody, I'm sorry if I can add to this real quick. If somebody is watching this today and they never ever call you, and if you could just tell them one thing, do this for sure, what would that be? Or 2 or 3, whatever.
Yeah. If I just nail it down to one thing, don't spend all your money.
Mm.
You can't spend it all.
Mhm.
And I know it's tough out there, right? People are paycheck to paycheck, but you have to find a way to put something aside for your future self.
Mhm.
So that would be the one thing.
Okay.
And if it's 2 or 3, live a budget. I don't like saying the word budget. I like spending plan instead of the word budget.
Oh, I like that.
It's like diet. Nobody wants to live on a diet, right? No, we have a nutritional plan. You know what I'm saying? So,
The psychology of words.
Right.
that's key.
I like
That's
that.
key. Yeah. Have some type of framework, and it doesn't have to be a spreadsheet. I don't use spreadsheets for my own self. Now, my wife, on the other hand, she loves spreadsheets. And so you might be, as they call it, a financial nerd, and you got to have all of the checks and balances. I'm more of a free spirit. I need borders. So have some type of operational border, but definitely have something set aside for yourself.
Yeah.
That would be, if I had to nail down at least that, you got to do that. You got to
That's
figure
good.
that out.
That's
Yeah.
good. Okay. But y'all need to call him now. Don't be out there free, what do they call it?
Free ball.
Freestyling,
Freestyle.
free ball. All right.
That either. Come on, Nikki.
Sorry.
Successful, beautiful,
And
Nick.
Ah, that's funny.
Oh boy.
Funny.
Ready for the journal prompt?
Yes.
Okay. Excuse me. My journal prompt is Lord, reveal the areas in my finances where I can grow as a better steward and give me the wisdom, discipline, and the obedience to manage what you've entrusted to me. Let me
That's
repeat it. Lord, reveal the areas in my finances where I can grow as a better steward and give me the wisdom, discipline, and obedience to manage what you've entrusted to me.
That's good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
And the word steward is vital.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So can we circle back to what you mentioned earlier about when you were answering T's questions and you said that there were 5 things that, of course, I don't remember at this moment, but there were 5 things that you would
Yeah,
do
that's
or-
probably 5 things that you need to learn about
Yes.
finances.
Mhm.
And I mean, there's always, listen, the financial industry is like medicine. There's always something new.
Mhm.
And like law, right? There's always something new. But if you had a couple of principles, would be get debt free as fast as possible.
Mhm.
And then there's techniques on which you can, snowball techniques and things of that nature, accelerate biweekly payments on your mortgage, things of that. So learn how some strategies to get debt free as fast as possible. Properly, life insurance. That's a big one. Life insurance, especially in our community, people are passing and they lived a good life, but they're passing debt behind. So have something in place, not just for the funeral, but to take care of the kids, pay off houses and things of that nature. Invest. Learn how to invest. And there's a lot of things that you can do to invest, but investing isn't something you should do. It's something you have to do because of inflation. And I know, I think we'll talk more about investing another time, but inflation is 3% on an average over the last 50 years. So if you're saving money, how much interest are they paying you in those savings accounts? If it's less than 3%, then you're actually losing money, right? We know the difference between gross pay and net pay, but it's the same difference in inflation and your savings interest. If there's a gap, then you're not getting ahead. So understanding that exists, and then to avoid that or beat that, you have to invest because the banks are not going to pay you more than inflation.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, even if you have what's called a high yield savings account,
Mhm.
which is okay for certain things,
Mm-hmm.
that's not your strategy to accumulate wealth,
Mm.
long term
good.
success. Well, I don't even like saying accumulate wealth. That seems so far off for a lot of people.
Mhm.
Just long term financial success.
That's good.
Yeah.
I think that was 4.
Or
That's
it's probably
we want all
I just
five.
well I just said 5. I didn't have like a checklist, but those things
Okay.
I would throw in the mix. Like I think one of you asked legacy type stuff.
Mhm.
When we become angels, you know what's your path? Like
Mhm.
making sure that you have wills and trust, maybe
Mhm.
things of that nature, so that you can pass whatever your assets are to the next generation. Because you work so hard, you know, if you've obtained those things, you worked hard to get them. You don't want to just die and then the tax man come and take
Right.
everything.
Yeah.
So
Right.
those things, I probably got more than 5, but I just said 5.
Okay.
But if you only had those things that I just mentioned, that would be enough.
Yeah.
But then there's having those things and then knowing how to and what to. Those are different conversations. But at
Mhm.
least you would have that framework.
Mm-hmm.
Really, really good.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, so rebuilding after divorce. I'll speak about me.
Sure.
We had an amazing house. Amazing. Loved.
You did. I
Love
remember.
house.
I remember.
Yes.
Nice Christmas tree in that
Yes.
house. I remember.
So we go through the divorce. We were able to agree that we would sell the house outside of the divorce, outside of the attorneys or whatever. We made that decision, went through that process, got real good money in the sale. Okay, great. So we should be able to go reestablish and move forward. However, the debt that we had, we were also supposed to split. I was ready to split,
Mm.
but they weren't ready to split.
Mm-hmm.
And it just sat there
Mm.
and sat. And then phone calls started.
Mm.
And I wasn't willing to allow my credit to be decreased at all.
Blow up your
You
way.
know,
Yes.
man.
Yeah.
So then the money that I had remaining, I paid the debt. So that put me in a completely different space
Mm-hmm.
for life thereafter. So not that I expected to still be able to live a lifestyle that I did then. I didn't anticipate that, but I didn't think that it would shift so drastically, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
I drove a Mercedes. I had to go turn my car in, and I had to get a Hyundai.
Mhm.
And there's nothing wrong with Hyundai, but a Hyundai ain't a Mercedes.
True.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And had things been laid out as I thought that they would have been, I would have still been able to drive my car. And not that the material things even mattered. I just had a thought that this is how my life would still be and how I would be able to sow and, you know, care for my children and things of that nature. But that was not how it was at all, you know? So life for me, again, it shifted drastically.
Right.
So for somebody that may have been in my situation and having to rebuild, because I felt like I was at ground zero. I wasn't completely broke by any means, but I certainly didn't have what I thought that I would, you know, and how I had planned in my mind to be able to live.
Yeah.
So what would you say to somebody like that?
Well, being a former divorced person as well, it's all about perspective. Just because you have to start over doesn't mean that you're starting from zero,
Mm-hmm.
but also there's a level of humbleness that has to, you know,
Mhm.
because you may be going from a bigger income, you know, 2 people income, and you might have to step down.
Mm-hmm.
I think society, especially now on social media, we're afraid to downsize and rebuild. And so because of that, we're trying to still keep up with what we had before on half the income maybe, or, you know, as you mentioned, you know, had a profit and you paid off the debt with that instead of maybe doing something else. But I think, again, that's the mental part of finance is being okay with rebounding. The big house, sometimes you might have to go into an apartment, but you know, temporarily. It's not like you can't ever rebound and regroup. But if you're trying to live that facade life that I still got everything going together, you're going to most likely fail.
Yeah.
And then when you fail now, it's later. So the recouping and the rebounding it still can happen, but it may have happened 6 years earlier.
Yeah.
And so just being real, but also having an advisor. Like, the thing about, again, some people are afraid to reach out to a financial coach, financial advisor because of their situation. But we get very emotional about our money. Like, I'm emotional about my money.
Yeah.
I'm not emotional about yours because it's not mine. So I can tell you black and white, this is what the numbers say that you should do. And so a financial person can help hold you accountable to doing those things without the emotions. Because obviously if you're divorcing, whether that's a good emotion or bad, it's still emotional.
Right.
And we tend to behave badly when the emotions are involved with our finances. Right? You talk about psychology. That's a big part of money management once you've learned. And so I would just say that being able to say, hey, it's okay to downsize for a period of time until I can get my feet back under me. And then from that point, you can start off running at that point. But it might take 6 months, might take 2-3 years, but it's never.
I read something that said that it may typically take a woman, I think, about 5 years to recoup after a divorce.
Wow.
Had you read anything like that?
I have not.
No? Okay.
have not.
I have to figure out where I heard that, where I read it. It was a pretty reputable source. So I try not to read trash.
It was good.
Yeah, it was good. But yeah, I thought I read that. That was interesting. Yeah.
Would you think that's true?
Yeah, I was just trying to figure it out, but I think that I can see where that's possible if you're divorcing. But I wonder if the time frame would be longer for men or shorter for men.
I wasn't reading for men.
I'm
I
just
don't
wondering
know.
if they compared it because I would say it would be based on women incomes typically higher than men statistically. Black women tend to make more than black men.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. Black women tend to make more than black men on the same job, same tenure, things of that nature. And so if I'm thinking that, I would then think that maybe the rebound is longer for the man.
Very well may be true.
Yeah, so I might have to look that up.
Yeah. Interesting.
I'm an expert, not a know-it-all.
I can appreciate
I
that.
love that.
I can appreciate that.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah, for sure. You have anything else?
This has been great.
It has.
A lot of great information. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
I do have something,
Yeah.
Natalie. Oh, you mentioned, you touched on biweekly mortgage payments,
Sure.
but I can you talk a little bit more about that? I know you're going to talk about that on a different show, but
Sure.
if you have insurance that will pay off the house, what do you think about the biweekly? What is the benefit of it?
Oh, that's a great question. No, so like when you say insurance that'll pay off the house, like if you die,
Right.
yes.
Right.
So since you mentioned that last, I'll answer that part first. Here's what I'll say: have enough insurance, life insurance, so that you can pay off the house.
Okay.
But never use the money to pay off the house.
Okay.
Okay.
Have enough to pay off the house. So if somebody dies, let's say you owe $150,000,
Okay.
have enough to have that. But then you take that $150, put it into an investment account. It doesn't have to be a risky investment account. It can be a very conservative investment account. Allow that to keep producing interest and producing money. And you just pinch off of that every month.
Oh, and just pay the mortgage
And just pay
still.
the mortgage.
Okay.
Because sometimes people say, I just want to pay the mortgage. Your mortgage is still being paid. You can even have the investment send the check directly to the mortgage company. But instead of taking your lump sum of money and handing it over to someone else and now being devoid of that money, you have that asset working for you and paying off the house and still have the house paid off at some point and still have some money left.
That's
So
good
that
stuff.
part,
That
yeah.
is great
I
stuff.
like that.
There you go.
Yeah.
But going to the other one about biweekly payments, that's a different conversation is paying it biweekly. So what you would do is figure out what your principal and interest amount is. I know mortgage payments have principal and interest, taxes, insurance, homeowners insurance, but specifically the principal and interest part of it. And you might have to work with your mortgage company to figure it out. Some companies don't want you to pay it biweekly.
Of course.
Because by doing that, you're actually paying the mortgage faster. You're reducing the balance before all of the interest can accumulate. On a typical 30-year mortgage, paying biweekly will save you about 6 to 8 years of the time that you would have to repay. So they don't want you necessarily paying them sooner because they're reducing how much they can collect. But doing so will save you a lot of money. Just imagine if you didn't have your mortgage payment for 6 or 8 years, what else could you be doing with that money, right? And so, and there's different ways you can do it. Some companies don't allow you to do it that way. Another way that you can do is just figure out what that principal and interest amount is, divide it by 12. And then you just add that extra piece to the mortgage and apply it directly to the balance, the principal. So for easy math, let's say it was $1,000 or $1,200. You just divide that by 12. So that's $100. You just add an extra $100 a month to the principal. And on a 30-year mortgage, that'll save you around 6 to 8 years of your payback time.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah. So there's different techniques, but yeah, that's what I'd say.
Yeah. That's good. That's good. Errol, thank you.
Thank you.
This has been really, really great.
Thank you.
Yes.
Absolutely. I've learned a lot.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, good.
Yes. So give us your contact information for our viewers. If you want them to follow you on social media, give your handles there.
Sure.
All that.
Sure. My handles, and it's crazy because I try to keep everything ordinary, normal. My handle, my Instagram it's Errol, not Earl.
Yes. I love that.
People call me Earl all the time.
Yeah.
Right? So I have to correct it.
You don't look like an Errol.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank God.
Praise your praise.
No offense, Earl.
No offense, Earl. Strangely enough, I have a cousin named Earl, but I'm not him. But it's Errol. It's Errol, not Earl.
Oh my God.
That's on Instagram. But on Facebook, it's just Errol Myers.
Spell it. So,
ERROL.
okay.
Yeah.
And your Myers is?
Myers, MYERS.
Okay.
That's so funny.
So Errol, not Earl.
Yes. If someone wants to email me, it's easymoneytalks@gmail.com. Easy. That's my initials, actually. My middle name is Zachary. So it's easymoneytalks@gmail.com.
Is that EAZY?
Easy.
Oh,
Just the
easy.
E,
Just
Z.
the letter E and Z.
Yes.
Okay, there you go.
There you go.
Yes,
It's
clarity.
easy. It's a play on words, right?
Yeah.
It's easy conversations, right? Easy money talks, right?
Okay, I got it.
I'm easy. So yeah.
Got it. Love that. Love that. So you guys contact him for financial help.
Everything.
Yeah, financial advising, because he's a wealth of knowledge. He don't know everything, like he said,
Yes.
but he knows a lot.
Yeah.
Yes. And I can find the answer. If I happen to know, I'm just one of those humble people. I'm not going to say I'm a know-it-all. The minute you say you're a know-it-all, wait 10 minutes and you don't. Right?
Absolutely.
So, but I can always find out.
Yeah, very good. Thank you so much. Okay, guys, if you have comments,
Or questions.
or questions,
If you want to be a part of the show.
that
There
is what
you
I'm
go.
trying
There
to
you go.
say.
I got you.
If you want to be a part of the show, send in your emails to successfulbeautifuland, that's AND, @gmail.com, so we can answer your question, or if you just have a statement and we can elaborate on that here on the show. Send that in, email that to us. Remember to like, share, and subscribe, and tell people about us.
Yes.
All right? Am I missing anything?
No.
No?
That's it.
All right. Thank you guys so much for watching Successful,
Beautiful.
and have an amazing day.
Bye.
Bye. The content shared in this podcast is intended for informational, educational, and entertainment purposes only. While one of our hosts is a licensed professional counselor, the information provided here does not constitute a therapeutic relationship, nor is it a substitute for individualized mental health treatment or diagnosis. Listening to this podcast does not create a client-therapist relationship between you and our hosts. Any stories, examples, or discussions are either fictional, generalized, or used with permission for illustrative purposes and should not be taken as personalized therapeutic guidance. If you are in need of mental health support, we encourage you to consult with a licensed mental health professional in your area. If you are in crisis or experiencing a mental health emergency, please contact 911, your local crisis line, or 988, the National Suicide Crisis Lifeline. Thank you so much and enjoy the show.